Hi, welcome to Sports Talk Weekly with Todd Howard. I'm Rick Roberts. We begin with this week's top story. Manny Ramirez was suspended 50 games for testing positive for a banned substance. Red Sox fans are gleefully dancing a jig, while Dodger fans are Mexican. Hola. Manny says the drug was prescribed by a doctor because he was having trouble getting it up. So that's how he got the Manny wood. A new book by Selena Roberts was recently released about the drug use and sex life of Alex Rodriguez, titled Fast Times at Madonna's Thigh. According to the book, A-Rod's teammates called him Bitch Tits. Bitch Tits apparently didn't tip at Hooters, but he did tip pitches to opposing players. Luckily, it never affected gameplay, since the only person who listens to what A-Rod says is A-Rod himself. The book also alleges that A-Rod used steroids in high school. This claim is just about impossible to verify since nearly every 17-year-old kid has back acne and a small sack. Rodriguez returned to the Yankees on Friday. Journalists are delighted they'll finally get to criticize his performance instead of just his antics. Joba Chamberlain's mother has been arrested for selling meth to an undercover officer. So that's where all of Joba's speed went. She was also charged with giving birth to 230 pounds of dope. The NBA playoffs are in full swing, and so are the players, with several players receiving suspensions for their actions. Derek Fisher was suspended for leveling Luis Scola. Rafer Alston was banned for slapping Eddie House, while Big Baby Davis was busted for hitting the buffet. The Lakers and Rockets continue to battle it out. Is anyone else hoping that Ron Artest just loses it and beats the shit out of Kobe Bryant? Maybe breaks his nose, crushes a few ribs, punches his spleen, and teaches that arrogant, dirty play and pretty boy rapist bastard a lesson? Huh? The refs blew Game 3 of the Denver-Dallas series when the Mavs lost due to a non-call on an obviously intentional foul. The fans were upset because they're used to seeing Dallas players blow big games, not the refs. Nuggets forward Kenyon Martin has been fined $25,000 by the NBA for knocking Mavs forward Dirk Nowitzki to the court. You know, it wasn't long ago we used to get medals for taking down Germans. President Barack Obama recently played a round of golf for the first time since taking office. It's nice to know that John McCain isn't the only dimpled white thing he's capable of knocking around. Oscar de la Hoya's niece, Daisy, has signed on to her own VH1 reality show called Daisy of Love. If we wanted to see a De La Hoya flat on their back, we would have just watched Oscar's last 3 fights. After a week filled with rumors of a comeback with the Vikings, Brett Favre has said he has no intention of returning to the NFL. Safeties around the league are expected to be in mourning for the rest of the week. Derek Jeter has bought a luxury suite in the new Yankee Stadium for the full price of $850,000. Apparently, his employee discount only applies to nachos and footlong hot dogs. A cat recently ran onto Wrigley Field in the middle of a Cubs game. Luckily it's Chicago, so fans are used to seeing a bunch of pussies on the field. Carl Crawford stole a record 6 bases in a game against Boston. The last time anyone witnessed thievery that blatant was in Congress. A 12-year-old girl from New Jersey recently threw a perfect game against a group of boys. Then again, it was the Nationals. Baseball Commissioner Bud Selig recently gave the commencement address to University of Washington graduates. Apparently, Carrot Top wasn't available. HBO plans to launch a new sports series in June called Joe Buck Live. It's an ambitious title, given the fact that Joe Buck hasn't showed any sign of life whatsoever since 1996. New York Rangers coach John Tortorella has apologized for embarrassing the organization by throwing a water bottle at a fan. We're not sure what's harder to believe, the fact that a professional coach would stoop so low, or that the NHL actually still has fans. The Phoenix Coyotes have filed for bankruptcy. It's nice to hear that NBA players aren't the only ones to spend their off-seasons in court. The New York Knicks will play Tel Aviv in an exhibition game in October. You know things are rough when you have to travel 5,000 miles just to find a team you can beat. Michael Beasley and Mario Chalmers were reportedly fined throughout the season by the Miami Heat. You know what they say, if you can't stand the heat, you're probably not alone. A man who robbed Antoine Walker at gunpoint has been sentenced to 21 years in prison. It could have been worse. He could have been sentenced to 21 years of being Antoine Walker's teammate. Mind That Bird has become the first horse to appear on the cover of Sports Illustrated since 2004, although they have featured many jackasses. And now it's time for What the F. I was watching MLB Network last week and was shocked when host Matt Vasgersian made a very untimely racist observation.
Can you guys go back to that video there? Just go back to that. I thought I recognized somebody in that shot that I'd like to take another look at there when they were putting they're putting Brad Hopp on the cart there. Is that Donovan McNabb? No.
Dude.
No, hey.
Are you serious? You're on a live, nationally broadcasted baseball show, and someone was just seriously hurt. And you're playing the rain delay, lopsided blowout in a small market, look-alike shtick? What the F? If that's what gets you on the big show, I got something for you, Matt. Oh, look, Rick Carlisle. I loved you in Liar Liar. Oh, hey, is that Ben Gordon? I loved you in CB4. Strikeout or home run, Adam Dunn. I loved you in Elf. Kobe Bryant. I loved you in that TV courtroom drama in Denver a few years back. Eddie Curry, I love your daytime show, Oprah. Get a freaking life, Matt Vasgersian, and stick to talking baseball, you racist effing bastard. That's gonna do it for tonight. With Todd Howard, I'm Rick Roberts. Good night, you bastards.